So here we are at Mama's Bakery, bit of free advertising for them here in El Rosario. This is the start of our Magical Mystery Tour today, our carpool of El Rosario. But hopefully from this little tour today, you'll get an understanding of the area and a few little highlights of what it's all about. Oh, this has changed. Right, so we are, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we are in El Rosario, which is a little residential area, I would say, east of Marbella, probably about 5 or 7 kilometres east of Marbella. It's well known for its little shopping area, which we've just come from, where you've got, well, Alfredo, you've been there all morning. What are you pointing out? The Royal Tennis Club?
No. What we were talking about earlier.
Oh, a map.
For the outro.
You love a map.
For the
It
intro.
might be a bit old, and it might just have the plot numbers on. I don't really think it's going to give us much. So the commercial area has a lovely, what used to be a Super Sol, which is now a Carrefour Express. It's got a bakery where you've spent the last 15 hours. And breakfast, 15 coffees.
It's a good one.
Mama's Bakery.
Yeah, very good.
I think it's is it Dutch or I think it's Dutch. And there's a couple of obligatory real estate offices and various bits and pieces, but not a lot more to it than that, is there? But it's a nice little place.
So we just passed barrier, which was open.
Yeah.
There's soft security.
Yeah. At night time, I think they have a guard. But El Rosario is known mainly. It's in 2 bits, like most of these places, because the motorway kind of cuts in half. But this is the residential section, which is the area north of the highway. So you've got the little commercial centre that we passed. You've got the tennis club and the paddle tennis club, which is very nice, brings back memories. I used to play there quite a lot. And the rest of it is villa country.
You used to live nearby, right?
Well, I've lived in Elviria, which is probably 5 kilometres that way. And I've lived in Rio Real, which is on the doorstep the other way. So I know this. I don't know El Rosario so well, but I would say it's probably more of a traditional area. Most of the houses here are older. They've been built maybe 20, 25 years. So it has a feeling of a consolidated residential community. You can still get fairly decent value for money here. So you're looking at prices ranging anything from around 1.2 million euros for a smallish villa up to 4 or 5 million for something that's maybe fairly newly built with a very high specification and a big build area.
Mostly villas, then.
It's mostly villas. Yeah. As you get to the beachside, there's a few apartment complexes, and there's also a new project called Dunique, which we'll have a little peek at. And there's some lovely beachside restaurants, which we'll point out. And there's also really good beach. The sand is very good here because we're not known for our amazing beaches, but this is one of the stretches that does have lovely beaches. Yeah. So El Rosario kind of gets missed off the list sometimes because it is very residential. So unless you do live here, then you wouldn't really feel the need to come and visit. So the amenities are really for the local community. It's not really so much of a holiday place, but it is very well positioned. It's very close to Marbella. It's close to the hospital, close to golf. So it does actually tick a lot of boxes. So we're just winding up the road here. You'll probably be able to see some of the different styles. This is fairly typical of what you get. It's an older style villa there, right one.
Andalusia architecture, typical Andalusia stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so what I would say is that the urbanisation isn't so old. Isn't so old, but you have to do a load of reforms. But here we go. Here's one that's probably being replaced after this one. And then if we go up again, we're just climbing up the hill here.
This isn't through traffic, is it? So any cars you see here will be presumably residents.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So here's a plot, for instance, that is empty, which could be built on one day. But there's not many empty plots in El Rosario. There's not a big land bank, so it's not going to be a huge area of development moving forward. So I think it is a case of buying something that's already built and sprucing it up if you want to, or buying something that has been spruced up but obviously at a premium. We're also next stop to the English International College, the EIC, which is one of the best secondary schools on the coast. So yeah, it's great. You are in a very good location for access to schools, hospitals. Yeah, that gives you a good little view, doesn't it? So here we are at the top end of El Rosario. We've got the AP7, which is the toll road, just to the north of us there. we've got a stonking great big villa, which is kind of there. Behind me, we've got the last sort of villas on this side of El Rosario. And the other side of that, you'll see there's quite a lot of land. That is Marbella Golf Club. Not Marbella Club Golf, Marbella Golf Club. And then beyond that, you've got the white buildings, which is the new area in Santa Clara Golf. And then you can see it goes down to the coast where you've got the hospital, the big sort of yellowy coloured building. And then just to the beach side of that, you've got the old Los Monteros Hotel. Beyond it, you've got the high-rise tower, which is at Torre Real or Rio Real. Beyond that, you've got the town of Marbella. And beyond that, round the curve, the next kind of white section of buildings is Puerto Banús. So there you go, the whole of Marbella, Puerto Banús, and East Marbella laid out in front of you. Thank you.
You've got an actual glass in your glass thing.
I know, that was for my Barocca boost to wake me up in the morning so that I was...
So you have anything modern, like this lovely stainless steel one sponsored by Zero Property.
What does that do?
Keeps it cool and it stops an actual glass.
Right, I'm actually lost. Okay, but this is nice.
It's quite easy, really. That's the beauty about this, is that
as long as you know where
the
the
balance
sea is.
behind you and the sea in front of you means you're going downhill, and you're heading the right way.
Yeah, the right way if you're trying to get out. I always say that to clients as well when they don't know the area and they get a bit nervous. I always say, look, as long as you know where the sea is, you can't actually go wrong. Because even if you go past your exit, you can always turn around. As long as you know where the sea is in relation to where you are, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, so what do you think?
I think it's lovely. I think it's...
Ooh, that's quite a lot of praise from you.
I think the prices aren't too bad, am I right?
No,
here, comparatively, considering it's in Marbella.
I don't think they're too bad. I think the reason they're not too bad is because it hasn't been taken over by developers. So they're not building sexy new contemporary stock here in terms of villas. So the prices haven't gone to a crazy level. So it's meant that the benchmark prices have been fairly realistic all the way through, which... So we're back where we started, basically. This is the little commercial centre. And we've got a little tapas restaurant there. We've got car hire. As I say, we've got the tennis club. So there's a few little things to keep you entertained here without you having to go on the main road, go anywhere. There's a physiotherapy, an osteopathy. So, isn't it? A lot of estate agents. I don't know what I think of that. Everywhere. Right, let us take you to the beach side of El Rosario. Let this guy pass. So Beachside is quite interesting because, as I said, the beaches are lovely. The beach bars and chiringuitos are fabulous. They've been here a long time. They've got a good reputation. One of my favourites is little name checkers, Las or Los, I don't know, Sardinales.
So this is technically Las Chapas, though,
Yeah.
right? So it's no longer... Rosario's a bit above the motorway. And now we're
Well,
Las Chapas.
yeah, so a lot of people call it like El Rosario Beachside, or they call it Las Chapas Playa. It gets a bit confusing, to be fair, because it's part of Las Chapas, but a lot of people still refer to it as El Rosario. I'm going to go around here first of all. We had a lovely listing down here a couple of years ago now, around 2 million, 2.5 million. Beautiful house, kind of second or third line to the beach. Sea views, and it was a fabulous... I used to love going and showing it because it was just a gorgeous house. You know, when you come across a house, you think, oh, I could live here. You like this, don't you? You know, it's not often I take Alfredo somewhere and he gets so giddy.
Well, I mean, this is like villas on the south, like below the motorway, so beachside.
Yeah.
It's fairly flat, which is super unusual. There's quite a bit of land before it goes.
Yeah, there is. No, it's not on the tourist map, is it? So even somewhere like Los Monteros is better known, but here it's kind of it's just residential. It's just nice.
And Marbella East, am I right in saying, is on the up generally?
Well,
Value.
you've been telling me this. Are you invested in the area? Are you trying to big it up? Oh, stats provided by Upside Down Kia. This is a bit of an eyesore. But I guess the views are going to be amazing. I mean, this is nice. There's a little apartment complex called Playa Alicate, and there's one on the other side called Alicate Playa. You're probably wondering why I've stopped in the car park, but Hippopotamus Beach Bar, great. Right, we're off to Dunique.
Dunique, they really went to town with naming here too, right? It's unique and it's near the dunes of Capricho.
But you know what? I don't even know if am I allowed to?
I don't think you are. Oh, it's a sales office.
Okay.
Although that's probably
okay. You know, I've just washed my car this morning because I needed a clean windscreen for this.
And look, these are semi-detached villas with a private pool, jacuzzi, and solarium, no less. Actually, I think it's going very well. It shows here.
It's going incredibly well because I went to the launch of this, which was in an office, the promoter's office, and we were all kind of dragged along, and we all watched the video and where it was going to be, and blah 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 blah, and all the typologies, and we were so right. Put on a piece of paper how much you think the starting prices are. I put $1 million. So I'm a cheapskate. No, $2 million. I was way off. But they have sold incredibly well. I don't think I'm going to get very far here to you.
I don't know. I'm enjoying the journey.
Anyway, it's kind of like near the dunes.
So the sales office is there.
How do I think I've come down the wrong hole.
Is that it reminds me in its pitch to Imare and Estepona side, which is essentially at face value a way overpriced, ambitiously priced project in an area that doesn't normally sell apartments of penthouses at those sort of prices.
Yeah.
But it's kind of worked.
Yeah.
You know, and Imare came out, I think, 2.3 million, and everybody was like laughing a little bit about that price point. And there's then now resells for 50% or so more than that. And I think this is a similar thing. No, an apartment on the east part of Marbella, prices of like 2-3 million or whatever they cost.
What we've noticed, what I've learned over the last 20 odd years, I have learned something, is that anything beachfront, they ain't making any more beach, are they? So if you have a good product in a beachfront location, it's always gonna be in short supply, you know? Oh, hello. Well, he's made it into a video.
Yeah.
He might make it onto, he might go viral with that. It's very difficult to imagine, isn't it? But anything beachside, beachfront of good quality is valuable. It really is. And here's the sales office.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
It is, isn't it? And then we can go. So here you get let me swing around. You get a sense of how close we are. So what you see just before the sea there are the sand dunes. So that's pretty much the start of the beach. So we are as beachfront as you can get, or you're allowed to get, because obviously those are protected by law. So this is a complex that's really selling on the beachfront ticket. And the beaches here are good. The beaches here are good. They're sandy. As you've already seen, there's beach bars dotted along. It's the life, isn't it?